All right, hello everybody. My name is Mike. Welcome to Mike in the Morning, the most sensible place for your crypto takes, observations, industry developments, and more. Everything pertaining to crypto we'll at least touch on here. Had a couple friends and family reach out asking for more information or just showing love about my crypto takes on the Juicebox podcast. Shout out to Juice. Check him out for sure on YouTube and Instagram. I'm on there twice a week talking about all sorts of stuff, but also crypto. Let's get into it. The date today, what is it, the 17th? 17th of November. Crypto is likely back on your radar. It's trending. It's a trending topic again. Actually, before I jump into the day's news, just do your own research, guys. Don't just listen to some dude on the internet. Make sure that you have fully investigated the opportunities, the pros, the cons. Don't invest anything, as with anything, that you're not willing to lose. But I will say that in terms of crypto, it's not lost all of its value so far. And in fact, it looks like it's trending upwards through this ascending channel up to potential next resistance line around 20,000, around the all-time high, really. So if you're interested in learning more, follow me on Twitter at CryptoMike. The I in Mike is an L. It was all that was left. So first off, current price, 17.6. This is a 5.6% increase in the last 24 hours. Of course, TradingView is showing from a technical analysis standpoint that this is a strong buy. For those of you that are newer to investing, technical analysis is just looking at the patterns on the chart, whereas fundamental analysis is what are the underlying market actions that support or take away from a bullish, positive, or bearish, negative take or stance on the industry. So TradingView, probably one of the more common technical analysis customization tools. You can kind of come in here, put in dark mode like I did, and just put in any asset that you want to follow. So for Bitcoin in particular, I'll just put in BTC, and you can kind of see the data being charted in here from a couple different providers. Coinbase is one of the larger ones. More on Coinbase in a bit. So yeah, first off, current price, looking at 17.7. Just yesterday we were in the 1600s. This is really reminiscent to the pace that we saw back in 2017 when most of you probably first heard of crypto or first looked into it. CoinGecko, great place to find your current prices across all the different cryptos. It naturally sorts by market capitalization, so just the total number of shares times the current price per share. So right now Bitcoin is sitting just under $325 billion. The total market cap for the entire crypto space is just above $500 billion. By the way, there are some of the richest people that you've heard of that are still richer than crypto, which is kind of crazy when you think about this one person being having more capital than an entire banking market. It's just a little insane. Let's see biggest movers here. Of course, Bitcoin up 4.6%, 13.8% in the last 7 days. I think the current sort of market is a little exuberant. I think that we are due for a correction. When will we get that correction? I don't know. I know that according to the RSI, this indicator here, we are technically in the overbought territory, basically in between this purple range here for the RSI, the relative strength index, shows whether or not something is overbought or oversold. If it's in between these purple lines, or these white lines rather, in this purple section, you're not overbought or oversold. Anything above here is overbought. We are at about 82 versus 70, which is the overbought range. As you can see, we haven't really been oversold since even in March when we had the flash crash due to coronavirus. We didn't technically hit the oversold range, at least on the weekly chart here. So, are we due for a pullback? I think so. Of course, I've thought so for a number of days now. We're looking right now actually at the weekly chart. We change to daily. We can see that we've been overbought for a number of days now, basically since October. It's been saying that we've been overbought and haven't seen that correction. People are saying 20 or 30% is what we should expect to see. But I think right now we're seeing Bitcoin sort of hit the mainstream again. Literally, it's a trending topic on Twitter. We can see Winklevoss, one of the original actual creators of Facebook, in here talking about Bitcoin, saying that the media has completely missed the recent Bitcoin bull run. Yada yada yada. Ray Dalio, huge hedge fund manager, says he thinks he's missing. So the theme of this particular bull cycle is FOMO from institutional players, the big hedge fund guys, not you and me who got into crypto the last time around. So that being said, let's move into, actually, let's see what else is going on here on the charts. Ethereum up 3%. I think this one's a little undervalued. Ethereum tends to be a lagging indicator, meaning that when Bitcoin moves, Ethereum soon thereafter follows. Ethereum should break 500 soon, but it's not at a high of the year, whereas Bitcoin has been. There are a number of reasons why that may be. I think most people jumping into the market now, their first crypto that they're going to invest in is Bitcoin. But if you're new to the space, Bitcoin's really seen as a gold equivalent, which is digital. Its use cases are limited, other than being able to, of course, send money across seas with low transaction fees and having that happen pretty quickly. Ethereum is a different code base that's faster than Bitcoin, but also created an entire ecosystem of other applications built using its same code base. So basically, Ethereum was built to allow other projects to build on top of it. Ethereum is also like energy in the space. If you're doing a transaction, it will cost you like a little gas fee. So depending on how many people are doing transactions at any one time, it can cost you varying amounts of dollars to push through, or Ethereum rather, to push through that transaction, or just have it prioritized if you want to go through quickly. Technically, if things are congested, as they say, and you put through a lower gas fee along with your transaction, it'll eventually go through, but it'll go through much more slowly than other transactions occurring, and that's because the miners that are processing these transactions prefer higher fees. So moving right along, Ethereum does have a big update coming. Actually, we'll talk about that in a bit. Tether is pegged to the price of $1, so it ideally should be perfectly $1 all the time. XRP, I just gave the recommendation that I didn't think that Ripple was a great investment right now, but proving me wrong a little bit. They're up 20% in the past 7 days. Chainlink is a big data provider. Not seeing huge moves here, but they do have huge fundamentals, lots of partnerships. Litecoin up 23.5% past 7 days is pretty crazy. I think the reason for that is a lot of new people get into the game, and they usually have three different options, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And Litecoin kind of sounds kind of cool, right? It sounds light, maybe it sounds efficient. Um, People see it as the silver. If Bitcoin is digital gold, Litecoin is digital silver. So I think when Litecoin pumps, it's kind of an indication that lots of new people are moving into the space. So take that for what it is. Its actual applications are pretty. Uh, there aren't very many applications for it right now. I think people one day will transact a lot more in Litecoin, but it's been adopted by Grayscale, one of the bigger or the biggest crypto funds. PayPal also supports buying Litecoin. So yeah, pretty interesting. Polkadot, this might be the one of the more bullish projects I have on radar for the next 365 days. They've got a stellar team. Their transaction speed is incredible in comparison to an Ethereum or a Bitcoin. This one shot up to prominence for 4.5 billion market cap really quickly, but it's got lots of other projects building using its code base. So kind of like Ethereum, it's one of those that other developers can build their projects on top of. Really interesting. Cardano, same sort of story. Others can build on top of Cardano smart contracts. Their whole thing is that their code base has been the most rigorously peer reviewed by industry experts. They have their own wallet and staking mechanism. For those of you that are new, staking just means that you pledge your crypto, which remains in your custody, and just by having it pledged so that it's actually helping to do the work of the smart contract. Basically, it's money that's built as an ecosystem facilitator. So just by using it that way, you'll get rewards on your crypto. It's kind of like interest, but it's not. Yeah, so yeah, those are the biggest sort of names in the top 20. Anything else notable here? Celsius Network up 7%. I like Celsius. I have some cash there, or crypto there. Basically, you can earn interest on your crypto held with them. Celsius acts more like a bank. Uniswap up 34% past 7 days. Basically, the whole DeFi space is coming back pretty hard. I think that's good for now. Let's move into Bitcoin news. This may not come as a surprise for you if you are a Bitcoin veteran, but if you're not, Coinbase generally goes down when things get super popular and volatile on the markets, as it did yesterday. I've moved all of my money out of Coinbase for this very reason. I also had issues with getting a transaction time. I tried to put a little bit of money down when Bitcoin was like 10.8, and then within the next 2.5 weeks of trying to get it resolved, it was up over 14,000. I was not happy about that. But Coinbase does play an important part in the ecosystem. It does. Most people, when they buy their first Bitcoin, it's on Coinbase. Maybe it'll be XRP now. But anyway, yeah, it just went down again. I mean, really, that's the news. They are investigating the issue. Sure. Number of outages. What else is new? So, yeah, you really don't want to have your crypto tied up on an exchange where when the going gets tough, when people are placing a lot of trades, that their servers crash. I don't know why they haven't been able to maximize their hosting performance. Look into AWS, guys. I mean, I don't know who they use, but come on, get together. What'd I say? Bitcoin, yeah, trending. That's so now, when we start seeing mainstream news outlets jump in and talk about Bitcoin, Is it a sign of the top? Maybe. But really, I don't see why you wouldn't hold a little Bitcoin. It's a store of value, better than holding your savings in dollars. Moving right along. Some Arya Stark news. Maisie Williams tweeted about Bitcoin. This made viral news yesterday, basically asking if she should long. I'm sure if I just pull it up. Maisie Williams, Bitcoin. Should I go long on Bitcoin? I say yes. Interestingly, after almost 1 million votes, more people are saying no. I don't really understand what the risk is as of right now. You put $100 in. If it goes to zero, you lost $100. They're saying that that Bitcoin could 10x or more in the next year. I tend to believe them for many reasons I won't go into now. But yeah, I think, again, is this a sign of a local top? It could be. I think, again, we're in store. We have about a 20 to 30% pullback. I will be trying to buy as much Bitcoin as possible when that happens. I think a lot of people like me are waiting for a dip, but given all of the institutional FOMO, it's not happening. That is that. Hodl on, Arya, yes. Incredible. Elsewhere in the crypto space, Ethereum news. So Ethereum right now has its Ethereum 2.0 coming out soon. They would like for this to go live on December 1st. However, we need a certain amount staked, again, going back to staking, in order for Vitalik Buterin, the creator of Ethereum, to push this live. It's really the safest way to do so. So the only thing is you have to have 32 ETH to stake in order to actually in order to participate in the staking period. That's a lot for a lot of people. Let's see, 32 times, let's say this price is like $475 right now. So you really need about $15,000 in Ethereum to participate. And they need 16,384 deposits of 32 ETH in order for this to occur. So is that holding back the price of ETH? I'm not sure. The sort of greater backdrop is Ethereum got really slow, especially when Uniswap did their airdrop, and people were looking for a more scalable solution. Ethereum 2.0 has been in the works for years, but it's supposed to be much more scalable, much more flexible, and so all of the projects that work on ETH, which again are like most of them, will also see improved performance by Ethereum 2.0's launch. Let's see if I can quickly find how much Ethereum has been staked. Percentage complete. Unhelpful. Just look at Ethereum staking. Yeah, I'm sure that there's a resource somewhere. I'll have to look that up. But interesting news, you can actually stake your Ethereum if you've got 32 ETH, again, $15,000, through your Ledger product. Ledger Nano X is basically a place that you can keep your crypto in a thumb drive-esque manner. For those of you that are new, there is a great debate between a hot wallet, which is a wallet held online, or a cold wallet, a wallet that you hold in your own external hard drive-esque device. Ledger is the largest hardware wallet competitor in the game. I don't have one yet, but it looks like you can put your Ethereum to work and start earning staking rewards, a la interest, sort of same behavior there, at least in terms of your monetary returns. So I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, let's move on to altcoin news. Some of our biggest gainers we've seen in the past 7 days are our altcoins like UMA, Compound, Yearn Finance, all types of anything that's YF has to do with yield farming, which is basically having algorithms move your crypto around so that you get the greatest yield return. So it's almost always moving your crypto, and supposedly you're getting a much higher return on that crypto than other ways of like direct staking through like a Cardano. Uniswap up a bunch. So if we just let's I like synthetics. Synthetics is cool. You can basically wrap any asset and back it through their solution, so that you have a synthetic version of that original asset, just collateralized by whatever it is that you have. I just want you guys to kind of see where we've come from in the DeFi space. DeFi stands for decentralized finance, which means that you're making financial transactions without the use of a centralized entity like a bank or like a crypto exchange. So yeah, we can kind of see coming through the end of summer, beginning of fall, all of these DeFi players really saw a huge sort of spike. And then coming into Q3, they all have kind of dipped until really just this month. So to see them kind of all coming back in a sort of uniform manner, I think is very interesting. I think they're making a second run at things. You can kind of see Uniswap was newer. Maybe that was the end of the DeFi hype when Uniswap airdropped everybody. Uniswap basically is a place where you can swap your currency for any other currency. So like if I want, your ERC20, your Ethereum-based currency to any other Ethereum-based currency. So like let's say that I wanted to buy Celsius, all I'd have to do is connect my wallet. I have MetaMask, which is a nice plugin. If you have Coinbase Wallet, which is a separate app than Coinbase itself, you could also connect that. But in doing so, it would automatically pull up your balances, and then you could just perform the swap right here. Whereas in our physical reality, we have to go to a bank for that, or go through like a JP Morgan or some sort of international currency exchange in order to make that happen. So really interesting. But Uniswap is probably the biggest player in terms of popularity. If you're looking for a random exotic coin, chances are you can get it through Uniswap if it's ERC20. And so anybody who had used their services prior to them launching were given 400 tokens, which debuted at like $3.44. So this was, I think a lot of people sold it really quickly. Went up as far as $700. That's almost $5,000 in your pocket. Not bad for free. So yeah, anyway, we're just seeing things taking a step forward again. Basically, the way that we tend to see Bitcoin work in relation with altcoins, basically anything that's not Bitcoin, is that Bitcoin will pump and then altcoins will pump, and then Bitcoin will pump and then altcoins will pump. There's kind of a hype cycle, a news cycle that perpetuates this sort of behavior. So while Bitcoin is pumping hard, I think when we started this episode, Ethereum was at 477, at 3.5% gain over the last 24 hours. Altcoins are likely soon to follow. And while Bitcoin has, let's say 10 to 15x potential in the next year, altcoins are where you can see, 100x, 1000x, because, looking at market cap, even looking, Litecoin, let's say for whatever reason, Litecoin got mass adoption and saw a market cap of 330 million. That is just under a 100x. So the biggest gain potentials come from non-Bitcoin assets, but should you hold Bitcoin? Probably. It's going to be the safest bet. It's where most people invest first. Let's crack on. Final thoughts, guys. You should, for sure, 100% do your own research. DYOR. Don't listen to anybody on the internet. If you buy something, it's based off of something that you heard online, it is your responsibility. Don't invest anything that you're not willing to lose. And that's it. We'll see you next time.